Sweet. Okay. All right, guys. It's Tuesday, and I've got till Sunday to build a whiskey cabinet for my buddy because that's when I'm driving down to Victoria to deliver it to him. So a little less than a week. I glued up this cherry for a different project, but I've kind of changed the design on that. So I'm going to cut this down to the pieces that I can use for this whiskey cabinet. And I'm just kind of winging it on the design. I tried modeling some stuff, but I was like, nah, just go by feel. So no time to waste. Let's see if I can get this thing done this week. So this is the easiest way that I have found to do multiple through tenons as far as accuracy and layout is concerned. So we start with our 1/2-inch trough, I guess you call it, dado, because you want the board that's going to have a tenon on it. You want it to be fully supported. So you're going to have a 1/4-inch little stub tenon, and then the 3 through tenons will come off of that stub tenon. So once you have your 1/2-inch dado, you flip it over, you lay out where your through tenons are going to go. Clamp her down. Use a 7/16 drill bit because we're doing a 1/2-inch wide dado. We don't want to get too close to the line, so undersize it just a hair. Now, once you have this drilled through, I use a 3/8 diameter straight bit with a flush bearing on it. Drop that through the hole. Now the flush bearing will ride on the side of these, so you don't have to worry about going past your shoulders because the flush bearing will keep you straight. So all you have to do is stop close to your side marks there. As long as you don't go over those, the through tenons are pretty easy to cut. I did one right there. So I just got to square up those corners, and then that one's done. Okay, so if you want, you could painstakingly lay it all out and try chiseling it all by hand, but it's going to consume a ton of time, and you won't get the same results unless you practice for about 500 hours. So I'll show you here. That through. There we go, roughed out the mortise. Now, some of you guys might have noticed, if you've been watching for a long time, that the channel is no longer growing. In fact, it's actually shrinking. I don't know what I've done to offend the algorithm, but she is just not throwing me many bones these days. And I guess the old samurai woodworking content just isn't as compelling as it once was. But in order to remain a YouTuber, I have to be able to pay my bills. And I have spent a considerable amount of time in the last couple of years figuring out what my other options might be, going back to contracting. But for me right now, I think the simplest option to help increase my income so that I can keep building furniture and sharing the process and hopefully inspiring you guys to, learn the craft and improve your skills. The best way for me to do that is actually just to start selling my work. This is a thing that I've been It's something I actually planned to do a long time ago, but because I was doing all right on YouTube, um, I didn't really need to sell my work, and so I thought, I don't really want the headache of having to ship pieces. The shipping costs will be quite large depending on the size of the piece, and what if it gets damaged? And there's a bunch of logistical stuff that needs to be overcome in order for me to be able to sell my work and ship it around North America to different people that might want to order a piece. And so I think I'm ready. I've been building furniture now for 10 years on YouTube. I know my skills and the quality of my work is there. And I'm sure there are people that have been watching that would love to invest in a piece, have a piece of samurai furniture for themselves. So I want to offer you guys that opportunity. So, as of now, if you guys are interested in a piece of furniture, either a reproduction of something I've made in the past, a set of stools, a coffee table, a small cabinet, a bench, anything, tables, you guys have seen what I can do, and I'd be happy to build you a gorgeous piece of furniture, even if it's custom made. So if you have any interest and you want a quote or an inquiry, or you got some cool ideas, or maybe you're working for some clients and they want something custom built, please send me an email. I have set up a new email account. It's called samuraifurniture@gmail.com. So any inquiries about furniture projects, custom, or reproductions of stuff I've built in the past, I'd love to hear from you guys. Another idea I thought that people might appreciate is, for a lot of my viewers that might be, say in Vancouver on the mainland, or in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington area, or if you're on Vancouver Island and you've been watching, um, you might want the opportunity to drive up and pick up your piece of furniture personally. So that way you can meet me, see the shop. I'll take you out for a beer and a burger, and we'll have a laugh. Shoot the shit for a bit, and then load up your furniture, and you can go home. You kind of make a weekend out of it. So I thought that might be an opportunity some people might want as well. So if that's an interest of you, throw that in your email when you inquire about a piece of furniture. And I look forward to seeing to going through these emails and seeing what kind of challenges you guys throw at me. And just a note for those of you who are not familiar with custom furniture scene, the prices for my furniture will obviously not be competitive with stuff that you could get at a big box store, mass produced in some factory in China, that sort of stuff. This is custom work, and it will have a custom price tag. That being said, I'm not gouging people because I'm a samurai or I have a following on YouTube. I'm just going to be offering fair prices, my shop rate plus the cost of materials, and that's what it will be. And for my American viewers, bonus for you is that I live in Canada, and so all my stuff will be priced in Canadian dollars. So you guys immediately get like 30 to 35% off because the American dollar is kicking the Canadian dollar's ass right now, and kind of always has been. I'm also open to the idea of shipping furniture throughout North America. I don't feel comfortable shipping overseas as I think the cost will just be not feasible for clients that maybe live overseas. But I'm pretty sure I can get decent shipping rates and in North America, whether you're in Canada or in the States. And depending on the piece of furniture, I can probably, disassemble it partially and be able to flat pack it in a smaller box to save on shipping, that sort of stuff. Another update I wanted to give you guys is on the development of Heartwood, the lake property out at the lake. I know a lot of you guys have been watching kind of the off-grid build out there and following along. Maybe that's the only thing that you're interested in my channel. Maybe that's how you found me. Um, the update with the property is honestly, it's very expensive to develop a property by yourself out of pocket. We don't have any loans or big mortgages or lines of credits and that sort of stuff. So we're doing everything kind of cash as we can afford it. And we have run out of savings. Between all the boats, the property itself, the excavator, the docks, the barges, all that sort of stuff, we've spent a lot of money, and so things have to slow down, and we're going to continue building out there, but only kind of as we can afford it. So, originally I had some pretty grand plans out at the lake, and I still do, but things are going to move slower as I will have to mill a majority of the wood from the logs that I have off the property and then build with all the lumber that I'm able to mill. So that's how I'll be spending probably the remainder of the winter months, is trying to mill as much rough sawn timber as I can out of all the fir logs that I have on the property and just kind of sticker it up, get it drying so that I can probably start building with it maybe in the summertime or fall next year, get a foundation put in for the next cabin, that sort of stuff. But I noticed even though the property videos were getting a good amount of views, the core of my audience really loves the woodworking side of things and the shop builds. So I'm going to kind of stick with the bread and butter there and focus mainly on continuing to build furniture in the shop. The injury with the Achilles has also slowed me down a lot, and that's the reason kind of why I just winterized the property and haven't really done much out there this winter. But the foot is feeling good. I'm walking on it again. I'm getting my strength back, so I should be able to do some work out of the property this winter. So you can expect to have maybe a couple milling videos and some, as well as pouring some foundation for a few new decks and platforms and that sort of stuff coming up in the future towards the spring. So I have this leftover piece of a sycamore live edge, and it's pretty wild, as you can see. It's got all sorts of big burls and stuff on it. And I was like, what should I do with this? And I think I might add some accent pieces. So I ended up modeling up the whiskey cabinet, what it's going to look like here. So I'm thinking I might be able to rip some strips and then do like a bit of a river live edge kind of panels in as the door panels, and then maybe a little live edge backsplash. That I don't have it drawn in here, but put a little 3-inch backsplash there with the kind of burls kind of sticking up. I think that would add some really nice accents, because everything else is going to be like cherry. I might do the back paneling. I'm going to do that out of yellow cedar so that the cabinet doesn't feel super dark inside. The light wood reflects the light nicely. So when you do open up the doors to look inside, you don't want it to be all dark and shadowy. You want it to be light. So I use a light wood on the back. So I'm going to plane this thing up, and it's pretty thick. So I'm going to cut it into like 1/2-inch slices and see if I can make some cool panels. This video has been brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. All your hunting, fishing, and camping gear under one roof. Click the link in the description box below to find out what great deals they have on all your outdoor gear. How's that for a cool backsplash? This video has been made possible by U2 Fasteners. If you're looking for some top quality fasteners for your next project, U2's got what you need. Click the link in the description box below and they'll send you a free sample of their product. Right, so these are the little 1/2-inch strips of live edge that I came up with, and this is how they're gonna fit into the project. Something like that. So we'll have little river panels. Damn, that's gonna look good. All right, so we're here at my buddy Dave's house. Dave and I have been friends for 20 plus years.
That's crazy, we're old.
We met the same summer that my wife and I met, and we've just been bros ever since. And so Dave is a vice principal and teacher, and he gives and gives and gives and loves so wonderfully that I thought I wanted to bless this guy and send something, make something for him. So he just got married and he just had a birthday. And so I was like, as a friend, it's time to make something for Dave. So let's unload this thing and then we'll do a little reveal. So I got it all wrapped up. Okay. So grab it right there.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, it's still, the finish is still drying, but it's all natural, so it's not like toxic or anything. It's orangey oils and all that.
This even feels super special already. Look at it. This one popped out of its track. It needs to go forward. Whoa.
So there we go. So the Dave Shortreed side, you're like the wood, you're the structure, you're the, you know, the provider house kind of masculine, and whereas Keeley is like the wild and free, you know, beauty. And then also the fact that you guys, you know, both are blended family, bringing kids in. You both kind of have created your own river. That's like your story and her story. So there's two rivers coming together in one there.
I love it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, buddy.
Love you, bro.
It's really beautiful, really thoughtful, really perfect.
Yeah, it fits the space perfectly.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, it'll fit. So yeah, that way you can put it right up against the wall, right?
Yeah.
And then you just have to put a little chunk of wood in there.
Yeah.
And like you can't even really see that.
No, it's perfect.
All right, looks good, buddy.
Okay, Jesse's first Negroni.
Cheers and thanks for the gift, buddy.
My pleasure.